Well, howdy everybody. This is week 5, and we're going to be going over the financial analysis assignment. This is a fun one because it gets you involved with making a table in Word, very similar to a table you would make in Excel. There'll be numbers, you're going to add up those numbers, you're going to do the difference between a couple numbers, and you're also going to format that table. So it's a fun one to do, shows you how much you can do in Word. You can also do this very easily in Excel, but we're just going to show you the way to do it through Word here. So just to quickly go over the assignment, we're going to be inserting a 3 by 12 table. We're going to type the format and text as shown. We're going to insert the correct formulas. We're going to apply the accent style. We're going to center the correct text. So remember, we're going to try and make it look exactly like this example. There's going to be text that is centered. There's going to be text that is right aligned, left aligned, and whatnot. So it's very important that it's going to look exactly like this example. Okay, so I'm going to run through it speed round style. So very quickly, I have already created a table that has the data. So get that out of the way really quick. I don't have to sit here and type a whole bunch while you're watching me, but I will show you how to create that table. So we're asking for a table that is 3 columns by 12 rows. So in a blank document, what you'll do is you'll go to Insert, and we're going to do a table. And you'll notice here, if I just kind of drag and drop down, it allows me to do up to 10 by 8 or a 3 by 8, but what we need is a 3 by 12. So what we're going to do is we're going to click Insert Table. We want the number of columns to be 3, and we want the number of rows to be 12. And then you can choose the option to have the auto-fit contents or window. I choose not to because I'll drag the width of the columns on my own. So we'll click OK, and magically there's my 3 by 12 table. So I've already populated it with the data, and what we want to do now is we want to make it look exactly like this example. So we've already done the first part, 3 by 12 table. We want to type the text in and format it exactly as the example shows. Alignment, everything. So what I am going to do is I'm going to drag this over so I can reference it as I go. So you're going to want to make sure that the text is aligned properly. You'll notice in our example that we have some centered items, we have some right aligned items, we have some left aligned and right aligned items. So we're going to do that here real quick. We know that these top two are going to be merged cells. So what that means is what we're going to highlight is these first 3 cells. We want to merge them into one big cell without affecting the rest of the document. So you highlight all of those. We're going to go to Layout up here, and we want to click on Merge Cells. Notice that the lines go away, and we're able to center this one if I want to, and it centers it in that cell. I'm going to do the same thing with this next row. I'm going to highlight them all, merge cells, and I want to center. So magically that does that. And then I know that revenue and expenses, those are going to still be left aligned. And we want buildings, payroll, benefits, marketing, and transportation. We want those to be right aligned. So we'll come up here and just align it to the right. And then we want total net revenue to be left aligned. And all of our numbers, we want to be right aligned. So we're going to highlight all those cells. Just going to click on this one to align them all to the right. And then we want these, the years, to be centered. So we're going to center those. Now you'll notice that we're getting really close. We have this guy here, which shows the information with some extra formatting on it, but we've gone through and typed and formatted the text. And then we're going to put in our formulas, and then we're going to apply the grid style. So I am now going to show you how to sum the data. So what it's asking for is it wants us to total up this data and move into this cell here, and we want to total this data in this cell here. So I'll put my cursor in this total cell for 2019, and I'm going to go to Layout and then Formula. By default, it wants to do a sum of the data above. So we'll click OK. And that puts in it totals this up for us very nicely, and it automatically puts it in the correct number format. So I'm going to come over to this next cell, do formula again, just click OK because it's the default formula. This next one is a little bit different. You're going to have to manually put the numbers in. So you'll notice that we have 12 rows, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And we have 3 columns. Those are A, B, and C, just like an Excel document. So what it's asking us to do now is to take the revenue minus the total. So we're going to take this number and subtract this number from it. So we know that this is going to be cell 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is B4, and this is B11. So we're going to go to put our cursor in this bottom one, click on formula. We're going to clear out everything except for the equal sign, and we're going to say B4 minus B11. That's saying take this number and subtract this. When we do that, it gives us the correct number. And we'll just do the same thing over here, except instead of B4 and B11, we're going to do C4 minus C11. And click OK. And there you go. While you're in there in the formula, you can also change the number format if you want to. If you have a desire or need to. I've already formatted my numbers when I typed them in, so that's the way I did it. And so we are ready to do our formatting. We have the cells, the information in the cells is all correct. Now we just need to format this to look exactly like our example. So I will do that now. The instructions say that we need to apply the grid table 4 accent to style. So we're just going to put our cursor here at the top. We are going to go to table design. And if you click on this little button next to the table styles, it has the little down arrow with the line up top. Click on that guy. And we're going to be in grid tables because remember it's grid table 4 accent 2. So I just happen to know it's this guy right here. If you put your mouse over it for a few seconds, it'll tell you what it is. So this says grid table 4 accent 2. So I'll select that. Magically puts in all the formatting for me for the most part. So you'll notice that in the example, we don't have all of the bold. Not everything is being placed into bold. So and we also have a little bit of a space here at the top. So that's just a little bit of tweaking here. So we just need to make sure that revenue and expenses are not bold. So I can do a Control B on that after I highlight them, or I can go to Home and deselect bold. And then we want to make sure that we want to shorten or make the columns a little bit more narrow. So I'll just come here and make this one a little bit more narrow. Just drag this one over, make it a little more narrow, and do the same with this one. So we are very close to our example here. And then I just want to make these rows, these top 2 rows, a little bit bigger. And then I did that on purpose. You notice that the text stayed at the top. So what I can do is I can highlight both of these cells, go to Layout, and I want to select here for the alignment to be in the center. So now you notice that they are now centered just like they are up here. So that is the financial assignment. Good luck, everybody. Feel free to reach out if you need anything. Have a great week.